Okay, I think we're live. Okay. Hi, welcome to Pat's Card Corner. Today is Take Two Tuesday, and we are going to do something very special today. We are going to do a 6x6 one sheet wonder, and I am using the Pansy paper, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I've been on vacation, and I just got back today, so I'm kind of just a little not sure what I'm doing here. Yeah, so anyway, I am using the Pansy Patch stamp set because number one, it goes with my paper, which I had upside down. Because this 6x6 one sheet wonder makes 6 cards, and this has 6 sentiments on it. So we are going to use every single one of these sentiments. If you're making cards at home and you have obviously a different stamp set or paper, you can do any sentiments you want. So that's the only stamping that we're going to do are the sentiments, and I don't know, I'm ready for a lot of fun. So I hope you're ready too. So I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to tell you the supplies that you need. You will need a piece of 6x6 Designer Series paper. You will need a piece of cardstock that is 7, I think it goes this way, 7 by 7 1/4. We're going to use this to make mats for the pieces that we're going to cut from this. And then you're going to need 6 card bases. So you can cut them one of two ways. You can cut them 5.5 by 8.5 and score them at 4 1/4. Hi Megan, good to see you, or see your name. And then you're going to need, because this cardstock is dark, you're going to need 12 white pieces of cardstock that are 4 by 5 1/4. One of these is going to go on the outside of your card, and the other one is going to go on the inside of your card. So kind of got in, my brain kind of went dead there a minute ago. So I cut my cardstock to be 4 1/4 by 11 because I wanted them to open from the top. But if you want to cut them, so these are 4 1/4 by 11, they're scored at 5.5. But you can, if you don't have to make them this way, you can do 5.5 by 8.5, score it at 4 1/4, and then they will open more like a regular card would open. So we are going to set these pieces aside, and then you're also going to need a little bit of ribbon. So some of the cards have ribbon on it. And I'm going to show you the cards real quick, and then we're going to cut our Designer Series paper, and we're going to cut our cardstock here. That's our mat. So I'm just going to set these aside, and I'm going to show you the paper or the cards real quick. So these are the 6 cards that we're going to make. When I made these, I did them with 2 different colors of cardstock, but I decided after I made them that I really wanted them to be all the same. So you can make them any way you want. You can have a contrasting cardstock if you want. The ones I'm going to make tonight, my cardstock, the mats, is going to be the same color as my base cardstock. So there's your cards. And we will put these away real quick, and let's get started. Okay, so you're going to need your trimmer. And of course, it would be good if I had mine out. So, and this is your 6x6 piece of Designer Series paper. So if you have paper that is directional, then you're going to want to make sure that it's going up and down vertically this way. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do though is we're actually going to turn it counterclockwise, and we're going to cut it at 3 inches. So we're just going to cut that right in half. And I'm actually going to move this over just a little bit because I like to lay my pieces out this way so that Got mine upside down here. Did I do that right? Hold on. Nope, that's right side up. Yeah, okay. So I like to lay them out so that I know what I'm cutting or what I haven't cut. Okay, so these pieces are now 6 by 3. So we're going to take the top one and we're going to cut it at 2 inches. Okay, then we're going to cut it at 3 inches. And that's going to leave, and then we have this little strip here. We're going to turn it, you can turn it either way, and we're going to cut these at 1 inch. So these are going to be 1 inch squares. So we're going to cut one at 1 inch, and then we're going to move it over and cut this one at 1 inch also. And then I'm going to just put them back over here. Yep. So now we've cut those, and now we're going to cut. Oh, hi Kim, how are you? Well, I'm glad you caught me tonight. So I hope you're going to try this with us. So this is the other piece that is 6 by 3, and we're going to cut this at 2 1/4. And we're going to put that over there, and then we're going to cut this at 1 inch. That over there. We're going to cut this at 1 inch. Oops, kind of got a little crooked there. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to take these 3 pieces and we're going to cut them in half. So we're going to have it this way. We're going to turn it long ways, and we are going to cut this at 1 1/2. Now we have 2 pieces. Then we're going to do the same with this one. This is the vertical. We're going to turn it clockwise and cut it at 1 1/2. And then we're going to take this 3rd piece. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn it clockwise and cut it at 1 1/2. And now we have all of our pieces. So these are all the pieces that we're going to use. And now we're going to cut our piece of cardstock. So each of these pieces is going to have a mat that goes behind it. And this piece is what we're going to cut for the cardstock. So I have to look at my cheat sheet notes I got here. All right. So this is the 7-inch side. And this is a 7 1/4 inch side. So we want to have this. So this would be the top, which is the 7-inch side, but we're going to turn it clockwise, and we're going to cut this at 3 3/4. Nope, sorry, 3 1/2. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is 3 1/2. So this piece is now 7 by 3 1/2. Put that there. And this piece is now 7 by 3 3/4, or yeah, 3 3/4. Okay, had to make sure I had that right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut a 1/4 inch off of the right hand side. So just going to cut a 1/4 inch off, and then this piece is going to get thrown away. We don't need this piece. That's an extra piece. Okay, and now we're going to cut 1 1/4 inch off of the right hand side. So this is 1, so we're going to do 1 1/4. Okay, I'm going to put this over here just for a second. So this piece here, we're going to cut into 1 1/4 inch squares. So it's already 1 1/4 this way. So now we're going to cut it 1 1/4 this way. And then we're going to cut 1 1/4 again. So we should have, when we're done, 3 squares that are 1 1/4. Okay, so the measurements again for this piece. Okay, the whole piece is 7 by 7 1/4. So if you put it all together, so I just had somebody ask me about measurements. So if it's all together, which is what we cut off, it's 7 by 7 1/4. We turned it on the 7 1/4 side and we cut off 3 1/2 inches. So this is 3 1/2, and that means this is 3 3/4. So I hope that helps. So, okay, and then what we did, I'm going to put that over here. We cut off 1/4 inch off of the right hand side. This is the 1/4 inch. Then we cut off 1 1/4 inches, which is this piece, and then we turned it and cut this into 1 1/4 inch pieces. So these 3 pieces are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, so I hope you got caught up there. All right, so this little piece we don't need, so we're going to throw that away. Okay, so I'm going to put these over here because they go with our little squares. Okay, so now we're going to cut this piece at 2 1/4. Oh, wait a minute, sorry. We're going to turn it. We're going to turn it this way. So this is 3 3/4. And how big is this? This is 5 1/2 now. Okay, so this is 5 1/2. This is 3 3/4. We're going to turn it, and we are going to cut off 1/2 inch. Okay. So we just cut 1/2 inch off. This piece also is, we don't need. Then we're going to turn it back the other way, and we're going to cut this at 2 1/4. And if you miss any of this, I am going to have this on my blog tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, if I can get it written. So now we have a piece that, this piece is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And that's going to go there. And then this piece is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is a square piece, so it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So it's going to go there. So we just made mats for these pieces that were on our top row over here. I'll show you. Oop, where'd it go? There it is. So those are we just made those pieces right there. And now we're going to make the mats for these pieces down here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to cut, this is 7 inches. We're going to cut 2 inches off. So we're going to cut it at 5. Okay. So we have a piece that's 5 and a piece that's 2. And then we're going to cut off 1/4 inch off of this one. So we're going to cut this at 3 1/4. So it's cutting 1/4 inch off this side, but if you want to measure it over here, it's 3 1/4. Okay. Okay. And now this piece is the mat for this one. Okay, this piece right here, we are going to cut this at, whoops, this little pieces, we can throw that away, at 2 1/2. So we're going to cut that at 2 1/2. And then we're going to cut this piece at 1 1/4. So it's actually cutting this piece in half. So this is 1 1/4. Hi, Colleen from Arizona. I'm going to Arizona in July, end of June, beginning of July. Okay, so we have a piece that is 2 1/2. This piece across here, this is 1 1/4, this is 1 1/4. I'm going to move these down here for a second. We're going to take this piece, we're going to turn it either clockwise or the other way, it doesn't matter. And we're going to cut this at 1 3/4. So this is cutting this piece in half. So this is 1 3/4. So now we have the 2 pieces that go with this. And then we're going to take these 2 pieces and also cut them in half. So this is going to be cut at 1 3/4. And now we have the mats for these 2. And then this piece, we're also going to cut at 1 3/4. There you go. And those are the mats for those 2 pieces. So now we have cut the mats, the background, and we have cut our paper. And I hope you can follow that okay. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to glue all these pieces together. So just get out your adhesive and you're just going to start gluing them together. So this is the easy part. So once we get these done, then all we're going to do is attach them to the cards and we're going to be done. This is a really, I think it's easy and simple. So it's an easy way to do the cards and get the mats done at the same time by having kind of like a little one-sheet wonder with your mats too. Okay, there's those 3. Let me get this straight. That wasn't straight there. Hello. Straighten up. Okay. And then we're going to do this piece. Oops, I forgot I had my thing on the back of what size my paper was. I bet the other piece is on my other piece over here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so you can do this with any Designer Series paper. Just pick your cardstock that matches your paper and you can do this. Oops, you also need a little bit of ribbon. Put it this way. Yep. And did you know that pansies have a up and a down? So there is an upside and a downside. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try and hold this up a little bit. So these little pansies here, you can see it better in here. I'm not sure if you're going to see this. I'm not sure where I'm aiming at. But they look like a little monkey face, like 2 little eyes, and the little dot in the middle is a nose, and then you've got a little mouth down there. I'm going to move it this way. I think I got it wrong. Anyway, so this is right side up. If you got your pansies this way, they're upside down, because then they're not eyes and a little nose. Put them this way. Just a little hint for you. I didn't know that, and then somebody told me they look like a monkey face. That would be my friend Cruz, and now whenever I see pansies, that's all I can think of. Okay. So this is probably the longest part, is gluing the pieces together. But once they're glued, then we're all ready to put them on the cards, and this way we don't kind of get lost of what's what and where it goes. So that's kind of why I do it this way. That's why I lay it out on the side, so that I can see where I'm cutting and see what I need to do. I do have a little diagram in front of me that I drew, so I'll show you real quick. So this is my diagram for the cardstock. So I am looking at directions, kind of, sort of. So, oops, got another little piece of that sticky pad on there. And then we have this one. So now we're just kind of gluing all of our pieces together, and then we're going to start putting them onto cards. So this actually makes 6 cards. You can arrange the pieces different if you want and make less cards, you know, add more to them, but I kind of like this. A lot of the one sheet wonders that are 6 by 6 don't make 6 cards. They usually make 4, or a lot of times they make 4, but this one's a little bit different, so it makes 6. And they're pretty simple cards, so they're not, you know, you can make them a little fancier if you wanted, but we just went with simple. These would make a nice little gift set to give somebody because they have all different kinds of sentiments on them. So there we go. So there are our cards, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these pieces together with my card bases, just for my own sake, just so I don't lose them. So you need 2 white pieces, and then this one is a card, so that's 1. I need 2 more white pieces, and your base card, this one is going to be a card, and you need 2 white pieces. These 3 are going to go on a card. I'm making a pile here. All right, and then we have 2 more. These 2 are going to go on a card. Put that at the bottom. And I have 2 more. These 4 are going to go on a card. And then I have 2 more. So you need 12 of these. These are 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to go on a card. All right, so now we're ready to put our cards together. So this is the first one. This is the card that we're going to make, except for obviously this is going to have a different different matting on it. So I do have some ribbon, and we are going to put a little bit of ribbon around this. So the ribbon is going to go just about in the middle. So I am going to just cut a little piece off. And we're just going to wrap it around the back. And I have some adhesive here. So it's just going to kind of go right about the middle. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on there. Oops. Took my paper off with it too. Hello. That's sticky? Nope. Alright. What is this doing here? Oh, it is ripping my paper. Alright, hold on. That is not good. Alright. I think I forgot I have the super sticky plus in here, and I think it's too sticky for my paper. So we're going to switch to my old one and use that instead. There we go. And let's make it even if we can. There we go. Trying to get it straight here. There we go. And then this piece is going to get glued right on the front of our card. I am going to glue it. I know you think I'm crazy because I'm going to glue it on before I stamp it, but I'm actually going to stamp it after I put on my other piece, because then I'll know where it goes. If you want to stamp it first, you can. So this piece is just going to go right here. And I did put this on dimensionals, because if you've watched any of my things before, I use a lot of dimensionals just because I like them. and I like the way it makes the card look. So, oh, thank you, Pansy Petals. I couldn't remember the name of the paper before. So, yes, this is Pansy Petals. And we're using the sentiments that are from this the Pansy Patch, which is the stamp set that goes with it. So I'm just going to put that there, and then we're going to stamp a little hello from me to you. And this cardstock is one of the new in colors. It is called Evening Evergreen, and that's the color ink that I'm going to be using for all the cards. So that's what makes this simple, is that all the cards have, ooh, you like dimensionals too. Yes. So all the cards have the same ink on it. So we're just going to stamp that up. Hope I get it in the middle. There we go. And then the only thing left to add to this is to make a little bow and put it on there. So I'm just going to make a bow with my ribbon. And I don't cut I got marker on my hand. I don't cut my ribbon before I make my bow, because then maybe I don't waste as much, so that I have more. Where's my scissors? There we go. Might need to cut my tails a little bit. And then we're just going to put it on with a glue dot right there. And then this card is done already. Oops, hold on. There we go. So we're just going to stick it on a glue dot, take it off, and put that right there. And I think I'm going to trim these just a little bit. They look a little long. There we go. Okay, that is card number 1. Okay, and now we're going to do the second card. So this is the second card. This is the piece that was 3 by 3, and the mat is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Oh, I forgot to do this. The other card, the other piece of white you had is to go on the inside. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put that on. You can stamp on this too. You can add another sentiment to the inside of your card if you want. You can also take some of the, if you have more of the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper, you can cut out some of the larger pansies right from the paper, which makes it quick and easy. So actually now our card is done. All right. So let's bring this one back. This is the second card, and this card is going to look like that. So we're going to take a little bit of ribbon and put it around this piece. Yep. So I'm just going to kind of put it down around the bottom, and yep, that's my little note there. I'm just going to stick a little adhesive on there so my ribbon will stick. Cut that off. There we go. Make that straight. Okay, and then we're going to attach this one to here, and I'm using dimensionals. Sometimes I use them because I think it's just less messy than glue. So, hey Sharon O'Brien, good to see you. So if you've joined this partway through, this will hopefully be on my blog tomorrow. And then this piece is going to go kind of at the top, so it's kind of even at the top and on both sides. And then I'm just going to stamp happy birthday down here. And again, I'm using the same ink, the Evening Evergreen. And this is going to say happy birthday, hopefully right in the middle. And straight. It's always good to have it straight. There we go. Get that out of the way so I don't get ink on it. then this piece is just going to go on top of our card base, just like that. So you can see how easy these cards go together. So I'm not sure if anybody else is making cards besides me, but if you are, I hope you're having fun. And then we're just going to make a little bow and stick it right in the middle. So, whoops, let me do this way. When I was writing notes, whoops, earlier, I had a black pen and I wrote right on myself. I haven't gotten it off yet because it's permanent marker. So, make myself a little bow here. There we go. And I'm going to cut the tails. Got glue on my scissors. And we're just going to attach that right there in the middle. Guess my bow is trying to be crooked. Alright, what did I do with my glue dots? There they are. We're just going to attach it with a glue dot. And where's my dot? I couldn't see it there for a minute. And it's just going to go right here in the middle. Little thing kind of got a mind of its own. And there we go. Card number 2. Now you can embellish these some more and put some of the little in-color gems on here if you want, but right now we're just doing kind of the basic card. So that was card number 2, except for I forgot to put the piece in the middle again. We're going to do that. I always forget that. And I think part of it is a lot of times when I'm making cards myself, I don't put this in the middle until I'm ready to send the card because I'm not sure what else maybe I want to put inside or when I want to write on it. So a lot of times I'll write on it first and then put it in. So in case I make a mistake or a boo-boo, it's not already attached. Oh, you wondered what happened to my thumb. Yes, it is black marker. All right, so the next card is this one with the 3. And these are the 3. We're just going to line them up. We are going to put a little bit of ribbon down there and put them right onto the ribbon. So we're just going to move these and move that out of the way. Oops. And I'm going to get my ribbon back. So you can use any ribbon you want. This ribbon is one of the new ribbons, new in-color ribbons. This is also Evening Evergreen. And it's sheer because obviously you can kind of see through it. I think they call it open weave though. That's their name for it. So it's going to go kind of maybe a little bit over. So about maybe an inch from the side. Yep, probably about an inch over. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a little adhesive so I can get the ribbon stuck on there. Flip it over and straighten it up because it's not straight. So there we go. That's a little straighter. Okay, and then this is going to go right on here. I am going to go ahead and adhere it down. Like I said, I'm stamping later because I want to make sure I have my stamp in the right place compared to where my little squares are. And I know that kind of seems backwards. Okay, and then I'm just going to line these up. Actually, they kind of, whoop, that's upside down, I think. Maybe not. Those are right side up. This one goes that way. They go like that. If you put these together, these would match. That's the paper. So that's, those two would match. So that's why I was kind of playing with them there a little bit. So I'm gonna, sorry, I'm not gonna glue them. I'm putting them on dimensionals because I'm a crazy person. So when I put them on, I'm gonna put the top one on, then I'm going to put the bottom one on. I'm gonna go ahead and put dimensionals on all of these while I've got it here. And then I'm gonna put the one in the middle and center it in the middle. That way, I know that they'll be a little more even. It's easier to space them that way than trying to do like the top, the bottom, the top, the middle, and then the bottom. So this one, we're just going to take the dimensionals off. I can get them off. They're stuck on the bottom of the card there. Okay. Doesn't want to come off. Hello. There we go. Okay, make sure I got my things going the right way. So I'm putting them about a ½ inch from the top, and then I'm going to put the other one on the bottom here, about a ½ inch from the bottom. So since I take the other backing pieces off, anyway. Oh, Megan, you're a preschool teacher. Okay, this is about a ½ inch from the bottom, and you're going to kind of want to eyeball it. I'm going to move that out of the way so I can kind of see. And you're about a ½ inch off the side here too. And then this one is you're just going to center it right in the middle, which makes it easy to put this one on. So I know I just got back from vacation, but I really missed making cards and stamping. I didn't take anything with me. Well, for one, because I flew, and I just didn't think I'd have time, and I didn't want to pack it in my suitcase, and it wouldn't have fit in my suitcase. So anyway, so, and then we're going to stamp this, which says, wishing you a little extra happiness. So I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm just going to hopefully try and get it in the middle here. There we go. Get my ink out of the way, and then we are ready to put, there's no bow or anything on this one, just so you know, but you could put some little gems on here, which would really look very pretty. So and then of course this goes on the inside of your card. So these are the first 3 cards, so we have 3 more to go, so we're halfway done. And you can see how easy they are. Got something stuck on there. There you go. And that's card number 3. And now we are ready to do card number 4. And that is this one. I need my card base here. Let's get that out of the way. And that we're going to do this way. So these 2 pieces, there's no ribbon on this card. We're just going to kind of put them at the top and the bottom, and then we're going to stamp right in the middle. So I'm just going to flip these over so I can put dimensionals on them. And you can just glue these right down if you want. You don't have to put these on dimensionals. I just like that. Oh, I'm glad you like that design. So get my smaller ones out here. Yeah, so the fun thing about these cards is if you like one of the designs, you can just make that one card because you know what the dimensions are, because you'll have your little sheet that will tell you that I'm going to put on my blog tomorrow. And get them all off. Nope. Yep, I did. Okay. Let me flip this one. Take these off at the same time. It's easier that way. So we're going to put these on about a 1/2 inch from the top, and we're going to center it. And yep, it's going to go that way. Just trying to. So let me put my paper here. So about a 1/2 inch, and we want to center it side to side. So you just kind of eyeball it as good as you can. And then this one is the other piece, and it's going to go about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And there's about, that's a little more than 1/2 inch in between. And I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to stamp it now. This one says thank you. I'm just going to stamp it right in the middle. There we go. Move my ink out of the way. And now this one is ready to go right onto your card base. Just like that. And then we're going to put the other piece in the middle. I remembered. Yay. So what has everybody else been doing this week? Hopefully you've been crafting, although it's only the beginning of the week, but I feel like it's not. Oh yes, this would make a nice birthday gift. A nice little set of cards would be very nice. And this is a great one because this has a thank you card. It's kind of got a thinking of you card. There's a birthday card. So there's kind of all different occasions for these cards too. But they're simple, but I don't know, I just like the way they look. So, all right. So the next card, we have 2 more to go. This is, whoops, you know what? Hold on. Go back. I told you I was going to put this in the middle, and I forgot. And so if you've already put yours in the middle, then you're now ahead of me. So sorry about that. Yeah, you could make a little box for these if you wanted. Maybe that'll be my next one. We'll do a little box to put our cards in. All right, so now that one's done because I put the thing in the middle. Okay, so this one we're going to put 4. It's going to look like kind of like that. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put it in the middle of my card here. So this one, we're just going to line up these kind of in here. We're going to leave a little bit more space at the bottom than at the top so that we have room to write this, which says love you much. And you know, you can use any sentiment stamps that you have, that you want. You don't have to use the ones from the Pansy one. I'm going to flip all these over. Here's my little post-it note I had on the back. And put the dimensionals on them all at one time, because it's just easier that way. And whoop. All right. So then I can talk to you while I'm putting these on too. People are reading books. I read 2 books while I was on vacation, and I couldn't even tell you the name of them. But I also left them. We rented a house, like an Airbnb kind of thing, and I just left them in the house for somebody else to read. So this one is going to be stuck there. All right, that one's got stuck. Try that one. Okay. And then we're just going to put these on. So these, I started with the top row, and I put the top row on first. And then, so I kind of have them on here. They're about a 1/2 inch from the top, and probably, yeah, maybe about a 1/2 inch from the side. I might have put this one too far over. We'll find out. Or we'll just put this one too far over too. We'll just make them, let me see if I can get this one off so I can put it where I want it. I didn't put it close enough to the middle, so there we go. Let's try this one again. So this one, I'll look at my other ones that I had here. Is that upside down? Oh, actually this one goes over here. I'm trying to match the paper up, and it actually goes with this one. And this one, oh, it doesn't go with that. It goes that way. It goes this way. And it's going to go right about there. Okay, now I'm going to put the other two on. Goodness gracious, trying to line these things up. Have you used, yes, I have used the Stampin' Blends for the new in colors. I like them. They're very nice. Now the green's a little dark, but this is, of course, it's a dark green. So, but I really like the Fresh Frieza and the Pale Papaya. They make beautiful cards. So if you're doing any pansies with those, they look really nice. So you could stamp the pansies and color them with those blends, and they look really good. All right, and then this one says "Love You Much." So this is my ink back out, and I'm just gonna stamp right at the bottom. Get out of the way. And now this one is just going to go on the card just like this. Oh, okay, you're a hobby demonstrator. Yeah, they're really pretty. I'll have to do some coloring next time, and maybe show you what they look like. Yeah, they're really very pretty, and like I said, if you're coloring with them, they look really good. And this is the inside piece. Yeah, I have just about all of the Stampin' Blend colors, I think, because I use them a lot. I love to color. Coloring to me is very relaxing. So, I don't know about you, but it is for me. You know, it's kind of like being a little kid again and you're coloring with crayons. So, anyway, that's this card, and we have one more to go. And that would be this one right here. So this is that one. I didn't put any ribbon on this one, but I think I'm going to on this one because, I don't know, I think it needs some. So I'm just going to put a little piece right down at the bottom. So this one is going to go up just a little bit because we need to have enough room to put that sentiment on the bottom. So, and I am going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. Get my big ones back out. I go through a lot of dimensionals. So it's a good thing that they don't cost very much. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. So this one is going to go kind of near the top, about a half an inch, and then you're going to center it side to side. So I hope I kind of got that centered pretty good. And we have one more sentiment on our from our stamp set, because there were 6 sentiments and we making 6 cards. And this one is just going to go right there down at the bottom. And then I'm going to put that on here, just like that. And I'm going to stick a little bow on it, because I like to make bows. I love ribbon. It's one of my favorite things about Stampin' Up! Is that the ribbons match the paper, they match the cards, they match the cardstock. It's great. Yeah, and this ribbon comes in all of the 5 colors of the new in colors too. So, and we're just going to make a little bow with this one and put that on there. So this set of cards, I use the same color cardstock as my base cardstock, whereas the other ones I didn't, and I really like the darker one better, I think. But, you know, when I was just kind of playing with it to see what I was going to do tonight, I just kind of grabbed that one and thought it would look good, and I don't know what I was doing. Not sure what I was thinking. It looks okay. It doesn't look bad. I just like the darker better. And then we're going to put a glue dot on this one. And I'm just going to stick that right in the middle. Just like that. And now that card's done. So this one's a little different because I put a ribbon on it. So these, oh, whoops, I forgot the inside. I don't know why I keep forgetting the inside. Driving me crazy. Now I might go back and add some gems to some of these. I just don't have them out at the moment. So if you see the pictures on my blog tomorrow and you see gems on them, you'll know why. It's because I went back. I gotta close my ink up here before I get stuff in it. So these are the 6 cards that we made tonight. There you go. I think that it'll fit in the picture there. And just very simple, a 6x6 piece of paper, cardstock, put some matting on it, and all of them have a different sentiment on them because there's 6 sentiments in this stamp set, the Pansy Patch stamp set, so it works out perfectly for this paper. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this tonight, and I hope you will make the cards. I think one of you was making the cards, so but this video will be, of course, it'll stay on the Facebook page. It will also be on my YouTube channel, and it will be on my blog tomorrow, hopefully, and that is at www.jumpingintostamping.com. You can subscribe to my blog, and it'll send you an email every time I post, so you'll be able to see it. So I'm not sure what time I'm going to get this up tomorrow, but I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, well, thanks, Kim. I hope you do try it. Let me know how they come out. I'd love to know. And if you use different paper, I'd love to see what they look like with different paper too. So I hope you have a great night, and I will see you next week at the same time, 8 o'clock on Tuesday, for another Take 2 Tuesday. And don't forget, visit my blog if you want other ideas for other cards, because I do other things besides just this. All right, have a great night, and please share this and like this post. Thank you. Have a great time.